Hey there, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. For those who stumble on this video and wondering what this is all about, I recently did a playthrough which was a very generous paid request for Alan. Thank you, Alan, if you're watching this. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I love playing video games, whether a lot of rage or not a lot of rage. Usually it's a lot of rage because I sucked at games, but I hope you enjoy. I hope other people enjoyed. Again, whether I liked or hated a game, whatever, I love playing games, and when people send requests for them, it's always a pleasure and a joy. So Alan, I hope you liked it. I know he mentioned maybe one time sending one from Manhunt. Granted, I don't know with how crappy I played this game, it'd be like, oh, fuck this guy, he just sucks. Which I wouldn't blame him for thinking that, but he said a very generous request to play Max Payne 3, which I played here on the Xbox 360, which is a 2-disc set. I think for PS3 it's a 1-disc. It's also a PC game, but I'm not much of a PC gamer. And real quick, if anyone wants to request any type of videos, whether it be a review, a re-review, a topic, reaction, a tier list, random thoughts on movie news, or rankings, or playing a video game for an hour, a full playthrough, what have you, PayPal's usually the best bet. I do have a Patreon and a Cash App, because people have actually asked me about that. And links are in the info box if you wish to do that. If so, I'll get to it as soon as I can, and I appreciate it. So I just beat the game, unhooked the system and stuff, and my final thoughts on Max Payne 3 now that I'm 2 minutes in. Like I said before, I'm a big fan of the original Max Payne. Now this is my PlayStation 2 copy, as you can see. Now I have not played this in a long time. In fact, 2 months ago I just got this on the PlayStation 4. I ordered from the store. It's on the system. I haven't played it. I would like to play it one day. I don't know when, just whenever I have time, or if it's requested. But I do remember really enjoying this game. And I never got to play Max Payne 2. I do have that as well. It's on my modded PlayStation 3, which has like hundreds of PlayStation 2 and PS3 games. So it has most of them on there. And yeah, one day I would like to play that as well. So I did. I remember liking this one, but I haven't played for 20 years. I have not played Max Payne 2, but I like the character. I love the voice actor. Sadly, the voice actor passed away. So when I got the request, number one, it's always cool when someone requests a game. Number two, it was very generous of a request. And three, I like the first one. I'm very curious to play this. And I'm glad I played this. At the end of the day, no matter what I say, I'm glad I played this. Because at the end of the day, I got to hear this guy voice this character one last time. I know he's a voice in Alan Wake 2, but I'm sure they did that because they wanted to do a Max Payne remake or Max Payne 4, whatever the case may be, but sadly the voice actor has passed away. If they try to do Max Payne, it won't be the same because that voice really signifies who Max Payne is. And that was the biggest pleasure playing this game, was to hear that. Now granted, I could probably just watch the game and enjoy that. So before I get into it, some positives. There are fun moments in the game. There are. The last level in the airport, there's some entertaining stuff in there. When you're on the tarmac and you're chasing after the plane and you're shooting at it and you're blowing it up, that's cool. There are certain moments where you're swinging from something and you're in quick time, you're shooting bad guys. That's fun. I said the voice actor, may he rest in peace. He's fantastic as Max. The music is fantastic. Great music in the game. The graphical details, like the breaking of the glass and certain other details, they definitely try to push it to limit, so to speak, with what capabilities he had on these systems. I'm sure it looks much more glorious on PC, but again, I'm not a PC gamer. But I played this in Xbox 360, and Again, pretty good looking game, especially for its time. I want to like this game. I really do want to like this game. I think when this game came out, it didn't do that well, and I guess it got some mixed response. Nowadays, people say, oh, it's one of the great shooters, and it's such an underappreciated gem, it's a masterpiece. I don't see that. I'm sorry. I know people, if you watch the playthrough, you could chalk it up to, well, you just suck at the game. Well, you're right. I do suck at the game. But I suck at most games. Let's be honest. Every game I play, I suck. I think that's what people get out of it, enjoyment. And I'm glad, because I love playing them. And I rage because I suck at it. And people enjoy them. And, everyone wins. Everyone goes home happy. To steal a line from my friend Fabio, everyone goes home happy like they used to say at Blockbuster. So, it's a win-win. But I mean, I sucked at the Uncharted games, but I really enjoy those games. I sucked at Crash Bandicoot, but I really enjoy those games. I sucked at a lot of Doom and Doom Eternal I sucked at, but I'm really had a ball with those games. I had a lot of enjoyment. There are moments of combat that I enjoyed, but moments. There are moments at the cemetery scene where at the beginning where you're at the tombstone and you're hiding and they're shooting bits of the tombstone off and you're like, oh man, bits of his wife and kids' tombstones are being shot off and you're ducking for cover and you're shooting these bad guys. And then even the last bit of the cemetery where there's a sniper, you gotta go up and you're shooting these bad guys and you get to the sniper and then I didn't mind that bit. Even when you get to the top and you're looking down and all the bad guys are going away from you towards your buddy and you're just poof, 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 poof. The brief bits where you get to be a sniper. And I'm talking about the one where you're saving your buddy, and then there's one later on where it's like the only time you really get a sniper rifle to truly use during the game. Not just, okay, this is scripted and you're helping your buddy out. And I'm not talking about the helicopter bit, because that's not a sniper bit early on in the game. But like the one time you get an actual sniper, like, oh, that was cool. I wish we could have used that more. The story, I was intrigued by to see where it was going, just because I like the Max Payne character. The bits where you go back, a flashback, and you're in the city, and it's trying to be like Max Payne 1, so you have the snow, and you're in this bar, and you're shooting up the bar and stuff. Granted, there are elements that made me think of Stranglehold, the John Woo game, and I'd probably say I liked that game more than this. But if I said I like the game, and there's parts that I like about it, but I hate to say it, I would probably say at the end of the day I don't like the game. And I hate admitting that. There's parts that I like, but there's enough parts that I don't like that I don't think I would ever play this game again. I would just watch someone play this game. Because the stuff that bothered me, that go through the negatives, just in my opinion, again, it's not because it's a beloved game. I like Metal Gear Solid for PlayStation and Silent Hill 1, 2, the little bits I played of 3, 4. I enjoy those. I remember enjoying Resident Evil 4, the original and the remake. I enjoy the Uncharted games I mentioned and Crash Bandicoot games and X-Men Origins Wolverine I played. I had a ball with that. That James Bond game that I played. Yeah, there were parts that I raged at. There are parts I raged at. The last level, knife fire thing, when you're in the space, I hated that level. It was the last one. But I still said, you know what, I enjoyed this game. First off, the look of the game, I hate the filters. I hate that you can't turn the filters off. I hate that you can't do anything about that. It got obnoxious. It got annoying. It got irritating. People say it's trying to be like Tony Scott. The only Tony Scott I could think of would be like Domino, which is one of his worst films. And I do not like that filter look. It got so irritating and obnoxious. I hated the filters. And it was non-stop. Plus, you can't even skip the cutscenes. So if you play this again, you have to watch the cutscenes because you can't skip them. Well, PC, and there's a mod. I'm not playing this on the PC. I'm playing it on this thing here. You can't skip the cut. Now, granted, it's my first time playing it. I wouldn't want to skip them. But if you're replaying it, if you do want it, you can't do it. What else? The glitches. So many times I would get these weird glitches, or if they're not glitches, then just the way they program the game that just I so disagree with. Glitches, there was a point where I'm shooting and I guess there's an explosion and Max Payne is so badass he killed the sound. I even put in the title of the video, even sound dies in this game, something like that, or he even Max kills sound in this game, something like that, about the sound dying. There's a bit where I'm protecting the pregnant lady, and you're shooting the bad guys, and there's a bus in the middle. I go down, I go around in a circle, and I see no bad guy. There's no bad guy in the bus. There's no bad guy outside the bus. There's no bad guy around the bus. No one's shooting at me. No one's trying to kill me. Okay, well, I see no bad guy. I go out the door. Oh, the girl is killed, game over. The bad guy wasn't even there, so the bad guy glitched out. And why would they give you an option that you could leave through the door and then the lady die? Just like in the cemetery where all of a sudden, I'm like killing bad guys and all of a sudden my partner dies. Why? I'm here, the bad guys are in front of me, my partner's alone behind me, but he just dies. Someone just shot him for some reason. Why? Why did that happen? There are times where it seemed like the game would like freeze, like during a transition of a cutscene or some of that effect. Not just that, some of the programming designs in this game was just weird to me. Okay, for example, there are so many times, and I've repeated this, there's so many times that I will have a machine gun. I go into another room. Almost every other room you go into, there's a damn cutscene. Then when it transitions out, it goes back to the pistol. The one-handed pistol. So I'm like, I gotta stop what I'm doing. I gotta hit the button. I gotta switch back to my machine gun or my shotgun, which I had on me for a reason. And it does that all the time. All the time it does that. Like, it really has to default to your pistol every single time. I'm sitting there going, why do this? Why program this into the game? I have a machine gun. I'm staying with the machine gun. I didn't die or anything. Oh, cutscene. Because in the cutscene, he has a handgun. So when it goes back, he has the handgun. I'm like, I don't want the handgun. I only have like 3 bullets or something. Go back to the machine gun. I had it there for a reason. It did that so often. I'm like, that's so annoying every time it did it. I'm trying to think of what I want to talk about next with that. Sorry for the awkward pauses. The bullet time stuff. Like Max Payne 1, there's bullet time. But the jump dodge stuff, Yeah, you could do it, but for a lot of times it doesn't seem in your best interest to do it. Because so many times you're in a claustrophobic setting that when you do it, you bounce off and it cancels it. You bounce off the wall, your head hits this, or your shoulder hits this, and you cancel out, and then you're on the ground and you're trying to maneuver and you get shot up, and it's game over. Now, yes, there are moments where you're got more space that you to do it, but even then, it seems like it's a lot harder to aim when you're doing that stuff, unlike the older, at least Max Payne 1 game. And yes, it has the cover system, just like a lot of games have the cover system. I know there are people online that go, well, I never use the cover system, and you don't need to use the cover system, and 99% of the time I just run and gun like Max Payne 1. I have no idea how they do it. I have no idea how that's done, because every single battle I had to use cover. And most of the game was me behind the cover, going out using bullet time to try to get a headshot, go back, usually I get hit, do it again and again and again. I wanted to do cool shots, I wanted to do cool stuff, but a lot of times they didn't say it was in the cards for it. Now there's other issues I have with the game, but the number one issue I have is the cheap difficulty of it. I get it, games can be hard. It should not hold your hand. I get that. But when you're playing on normal, not hard, normal, and you're out for 0.5 seconds and you get shot, boom, 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 and you're almost dead, and there's at times a lack of painkillers to heal you, you're gonna die. And you don't die a lot. Especially the first time playing it, you don't die a lot. And it's cheap deaths. There's so many times where the only way you know to survive is by dying and memorizing where the enemies are at the next time you play. There's so many times you're going up the stairs and an enemy pops out, 2-3 shots, you're dead. So many times I'm using the slow-mo to shoot, I'm going back in the cover, they hit me. Because every bad guy is an AI genius of special ops sniper style. The guy could be a mile away, and I'm just moving from here to here for cover, and it gets me. I'm like, dude, I just moved from here to here. I moved from here to here. You're all the way at the other end of the terminal, and you hit me. Like, are your bullets heat-seeking? Is that what it is? So many times, and it's just like, some levels they design well enough. For example, the police station. A good chunk of the police station, which was honestly one of my favorite levels, where you start at the prison, the jail, and you're going up, and you're going to the offices of the prison, and you're shooting all these officers. That was designed fairly well, because there was good places for cover. You go back and forth with these bad guys. Granted, the end of it, you're supposed to shoot the ceiling, which you've never done before. And it's not until I die once where then Max goes, you know, those tiles seem a bit loose. Well, thanks for not telling me the first time, so I had to die for you to finally tell me about that. How am I supposed to know to do something that you never told me to do in the game before? Like, how am I supposed to know that? Why didn't you tell me when the battle started? Why didn't you tell me, like, during the 1800 cutscenes in the game? Oh, the tiles, baby. Tell me then, not after I die. That's just me, though. But other than that, like that, the beginning portion of the boat Panama bit, the beginning portion of the cemetery bit, but then they'll put these level designs where there's no way, like, unless you played this game 3, 4, 5, 6 times and committed to memory, you don't get hit and killed. Like the part of the boat where you gotta go either up the stairs left or up the stairs right. No matter where you go, you don't get hit, and there's no place for cover. And so, well, they want you to run and gun it, but again, when you run and gun, they like heat-seeking bullets that will hit me, and I'm trying to shoot. And yes, I'm sorry, it's a bit difficult to get headshots using a controller. Maybe a mouse and keyboard is a lot easier. But with a controller, to move that damn joystick, especially sometimes it vibrates. Which, to be honest, I mean, I shut that off, so that I shouldn't even bring that up. But don't have it as an option in the first place, maybe. But anyway, and the reticle is as tiny. It's about as tiny as an ant's dick. So this reticle I could barely see to try to get these headshots where these bad guys will be like a mile away and they blend in the background. And there's so many portions where it will be the middle portion of the cemetery or other places where the bad guys are so far away, or the beginning of the airport terminal when you're in the luggage, the baggage. I would say that the middle of the cemetery, like, okay, the worst places. The stadium bit, where you're on the bleachers of the stadium bits and bad guys coming everywhere. The beginning of the baggage of the airport, the baggage claim. The cemetery, the middle portion. Again, it's such awful level design because you'll be trying to shoot people, but then each time you go, it's blocked. It's blocked by a telephone pole or a tree or some type of architecture. I'm trying to shoot over here, it's blocked. I'm trying to shoot over here, it's blocked. I try to go over here, there's no cover. Oh, it won't let me have cover here, but it will here. What the fuck, dude? It's just so annoying, especially how cheap the difficulty is. And again, there are times where you don't know where the bad guys are at because you've never played it before, and you turn and there's a bad guy, and you're dead with like 1 or 2 shots. I'm like, and again, they're so accurate even from very, very far away. And there are times where they get shot 12 times and they don't go down. I did it. Some of them have, bulletproof vests, but so do I. Even when he put the bulletproof vest at the end, he still took seemed like the same amount of shots. If it didn't seem like it. But you only get that near the end of the game anyway. But even then, there are times when I swear I would shoot the head, but I don't know, nip their ear, their neck, whatever, and they still keep coming. It just got ridiculous after a while. Ridiculous. So just, it's one thing to be like Doom Eternal. There are times that's difficult. And there's times I raged. But I'm like, you know what? I did it. Doom Eternal, I did it. This felt cheap. The difficulty just felt cheap. And along with, again, I have a machine gun, I moved to another thing, now I'm back to a pistol. Now I gotta change back to machine gun, and then I gotta do it quickly so people aren't shooting at me. There are times, a couple times, where we're in a cutscene, and when I'm back in gameplay, Matt is running towards the bad guys. I'm like, what are you doing? He did that in a cemetery portion, he did in another portion, where all of a sudden he's just running, and I'm like, what the fuck? No, don't run, what are you doing? So I never played it before, and then I'm like, oh, hit the bullet time, I'm trying to shoot this person, where are the people at? And then I die. And you die, and you die, and you die, until you memorize where everybody's at. And that's ridiculous. Just like when you'll be behind cover and you're trying to shoot, and he's either shooting at the wall or he decides, nope, my gun's going up here and I'm shooting in the damn sky. I'm like, yep, that's what I want. I'm over here shooting and you're shooting at the sky. I remember one time in the airport, I went out of cover and he's shooting at the wall. I even caught on, I'm like, what are you doing? Are there fun moments of the game? Yeah, the bullet time when you get the final shot on someone, you shoot a bullet in their head. You know, that was cool. That was cool. It had to be very brutal and bloody. The story of the game, I mean, I was intrigued, but I can't say I really cared about the other characters other than Max. You have a rich family who are rich douchebags. You have a pregnant lady who does really stupid things. I'll almost get you and her killed. You have your buddy who, he's alright, I guess, but I don't know, just not really don't leave much of an impression for me. The bad guys are a whole heap of nothing. You kind of miss the film noir aspect. Maybe that's why they added the few scenes of flashback where you're back in the city. But the rest of it felt like it was trying to play like a Miami Vice game. Although I still like this better than the Miami Vice movie. But I will admit, I was intrigued to see where this is going. And, you know, Matt's made a difference in helping people and this human harvesting, organ stealing bit of business going on there. I didn't like that at the end. Like, he monologues all the time. I mean, he felt more emo in this game than he did in the first game where his wife and daughter were freshly dead. They're on the morgue. They're, they're worm food. And he felt less emo in that game than he did in this game. And then I'm like, well, I wonder why he's so... Okay, his wife and kid died, but I heard that in Max Payne 2 he got over it. Like, he was able to move on at the end of Max Payne 2. I thought, that's what I heard. Because I read up on the plot of the game. But from what I understand, really not a whole lot of that second game is referenced in this, except I think some of the people in the cemetery. But other than that, now he's back to being a crazy alcoholic again for like no reason, and like all the monologues he gives, the final scene he does in game one, like he's just at a bar or something, or he's watching TV and he picks up his bag and he walks away, and then they're like, okay, where's he going? Is he going back to Jersey, to New York? Is he going back there? Is he going to go somewhere else? He's going to see his buddy with the pregnant girlfriend? Where's he going? What's he doing? We don't know. It doesn't explain. You think the one thing that should be explained, but no, they'll explain other shit. The elevator is open. No shit. So, like, again, the one monologue he should have, the last scene, he doesn't. Which I don't get. So that's what I mean, like, the story was intriguing enough, but I have issues with it. The graphics, but the filters were annoying. The gameplay, there are fun moments of gameplay, but then there's some moments that are just so... just how cheap it is. And, that's the thing. Maybe I just use the filters, and I just use the little glitches, because every game has glitches. If it wasn't for the BS cheap difficulty of it. Again, games are difficult. Like Doom, like there's the one Doom Eternal. Sorry, there's that one guy that I'm like, oh man, this is the worst enemy ever. It kills the game. But once I learned how to do it, okay, then he got easier and easier, and I'm like, okay, I did it. Here, I kept playing the game and I still didn't get it. I didn't get better. I like to think the other games that I sucked at, I got a little bit better as I went along. Didn't feel that way with this. When I got to the airport bit with the baggage claim, which is such a stupid way to put the player, where you're on at the baggage claim, you're being rolled, and there's bad guys everywhere, there's nowhere to hide, and 7 people are shooting at you at the same time. Unless you've done this a dozen times and know where everybody's at, and you know, get that teeny tiny little dickhead cursor to get the headshots. It just got so frustrating that it became not fun. And I hate that. I hate saying that. Because I wanted to like it. There's parts of this game I like. There's parts of this game that are pretty well done. But again, the music is the score. The score is really good. The score at times felt like a horror film at times. There's certain parts of the game that I really enjoyed. The bit where you find the organ harvesting plot, that bit of the game I really enjoyed. And that area, that location. Again, the beginning portions of the police station in the third act. And the beginning and end of the cemetery, like I mentioned. Like, there were parts that I liked. But the parts that I don't like, I just... Unless, like, they have, like, a better cursor and... Like, I'm not saying to, like... Go a little easier on the difficulty, on normal, for fuck's sake. Like, okay, if that difficulty I play, if that was hard mode, okay, I'm like, okay, yeah, I get it, that would make sense. But it felt like I was on hard mode when I'm playing normal, and I don't play games on hard mode. I just don't, unless it was like the request to show how much I could get through it. But I don't know, just. So many times, because I would go out and like I would shoot someone, and then I always did hit, and I'm almost dead. To the point that I literally just had to hide, bullet time, shoot someone in the head, hide, just repetitive and repetition again and again and again. And it was hard to try to do cool stuff, at least for me. Maybe other people are complete experts and they do it just like that. I'm glad for you. It's just... I don't know. Like I said, I wanted to like this game. I really did. So I'm sorry to Alan. I don't know if this will be disappointing to him. I apologize. But I mean, again, there were moments I did like in the game, so I'm glad I played it at least once to experience those moments and to experience this voice actor and his last Max Payne performance, Sally. So it was nice to at least see where Max Payne was at the end of the game. But if this game got a bad reception when it came out, I do understand why. I do. It's just, again, even the gun portions in Rise to Honor, Jet Li PS2 game I enjoyed more. John Woo's Stranglehold I enjoyed more. Again, I keep repeating, the Uncharted games I enjoy more. I don't know. Just wasn't for me, I guess. With this said, thanks for watching. I guess I'm just disappointed in the game. Disappointed with what Rockstar did with this. Just disappointed. Just in the filters, the glitches, the cheap difficulty that just made it less and less fun to play at times. The unskippable cutscene. I don't know. Changing it from your guns without your say-so between cutscenes. I don't know, man. Adding stuff out of the blue, like that one time it was a quick time event, which I'm like, wait, there's a quick time event here? Where you gotta do this and get the guy down. I'm like, this is when that one guy got burned up in the barrel. I'm like, Ed, you're gonna, after that, start protecting the pregnant lady. And like, wait, there's a quick time event? Like, we haven't had this before, and they didn't really do a whole lot of sense. You can't go up and disarm someone, which I didn't know that until later. Maybe that's, I don't even remember if it really taught me how to do that. If it did, I don't remember it. I had to figure that out on my own. Just like the whole shoot the tiles where of the ceiling. I'm like, okay, never done that before. Thanks. You bring these new things in that I don't see coming, and then I die. And just, I don't know. People just pop out of nowhere to get these cheap shots at you. God, it pissed me off so many times. But, with that said, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys later. Sorry, Alan. I'm sure he'd be like, fuck this guy, this redneck, what does he know? But like I said, I still love the video game requests. I really do. Because, again, like I said, the experience this guy's last performance as Matt, that at least was worth the experience, at least. And he kept me going. That's why I wish to hear one last monologue in the final scene. But I'm sure at this point they didn't think it'd be the final Max Payne game, but sadly now it is. But what can you do? With that said, thanks for watching. Take care. I guess I'll just stick with this one. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.